Macmillan Audio presents Runner by Patrick Lee. Read for you by Raúl Esparza.
Part 1. Rachel. If there is a witness to my little life, to my tiny throes and struggles, he sees a fool, and it is not fine for gods to menace fools. Stephen Crane. Chapter 1. Just after 3 a.m, Sam Dryden surrendered the night to insomnia and went running on the boardwalk. Cool humidity clung to him and filtered the lights of El Cedero to his left, the town sliding past like a tanker in the fog. To his right was the Pacific, black and silent as the edge of the world tonight. His footfalls on the old wood came back to him from every part of the darkness. It was just as well not to sleep. Sleep brought dreams of happier times, worse than nightmares in their own way. Mercury lights over the boardwalk shone down into the mist. They snaked away in a chain to the south, the farthest all but lost in the gloom where the boardwalk terminated at the channel. Dryden passed the occasional campfire on the beach and caught fragments of conversations amplified in the fog. Soft voices, laughter, huddled silhouettes haloed by firelight. Shutter glimpses of what life could be. Dryden felt like an intruder seeing them, like a ghost passing them in the dark. These nighttime runs were a new thing, though he'd lived in El Cedero for years. He'd started taking them a few weeks before, at all hours of the night. They came on like fits, compulsions he wasn't sure he could fight. He hadn't tried to so far. He found the exertion in the cold air refreshing, if not quite enjoyable. No doubt the exercise was good for him too, though outwardly he didn't seem to need it. He was lean for his 6-foot frame, and looked at least no older than his 36 years. Maybe the jogs were just his mind's attempt to kickstart him from inertia. Inertia. That was what a friend had called it months ago. One of the few who still came around. 5 years back, right after everything had happened, there had been lots of friends. They'd been supportive when they were supposed to be, and later they'd been insistent. They'd pushed him the way people did when they cared. Pushed him to start his life again. He'd said he appreciated it, said they were right. Of course he had to move on after a while. He'd agreed and nodded, and watched the way their eyes got sad when they understood he was only saying those things to make them stop talking. He hadn't tried to explain his side of it. Hadn't told them that missing someone could feel like a watch you'd been assigned to stand, that it could feel like duty. He passed the last of the fires. Here, the beach beneath the walk became rocky and damp, the moisture catching the glow from each lamppost. The shore lay vacant for the next several hundred yards. A minute later, in the middle of the dead stretch, Dryden came to an intersection in the boardwalk. A second branch led away inland. He slowed and stopped. He almost always did at this spot. He wasn't sure what drew him to it. Maybe just the emptiness of it. The junction lay in the darkness between lights, and there was never anyone around. Nights like this, with no moon and no surf, this place was the equivalent of a sensory deprivation chamber. He leaned on the wooden rail with his elbows facing the sea. As his breathing slowed, faint sounds finally came to him. The hiss of tires on the freeway, a mile inland beyond the dunes. Tiny animals moving in the beach grass behind the walk. Dryden had been standing there for over a minute when he heard another sound. Running footsteps on the boardwalk's planking. For a moment, he thought it was another jogger. Then he knew otherwise. The cadence was too fast. This was someone sprinting full out. In the saturated air, the sound's origin was hard to trace. He looked left and then right along the shoreline stretch of the walk, but against the light glow he saw nobody coming. He was just stepping back from the rail, turning to look down the inland route, when the sprinting figure crashed into him from that direction. He heard a gasp, the voice of a young girl. Instantly she was fighting, pushing back from him in a panic, already turning to bolt away along the shoreline course. "Hey," Dryden said. "Are you all right?" She stopped and faced him. Even in the faint light, Dryden could see that she was terrified of something.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?